There are 3 windows above the altar in this chapel. They are grouped together as a set. Each is deeply recessed into the wall, with blue and red being the predominant colors. At the top in the middle is a 4-pointed star, in the shape of a cross really, window, in which there is an angel with red wings who is holding a red shield on which is the lowercase IHC, the monogram or initials for Jesus. On the left, the panel depicts John the Baptist, a bearded figure facing forward, looking at us. His right hand points upward to the banner surrounding his haloed head, on which are the words, "I am the voice of one crying in the wilderness." First chapter of John, the 23rd verse. His left hand grasps a tall walking stick with a cross on the top. A pilgrim, if you will, coming out from the desert, the wilderness. Well, there's a red martyr's cape over his camel hair clothing, a flask on his belt, bare legs, maybe they're wrapped in fur, I can't tell, and sandals on his feet if you look real close. Along this main panel, there are various symbols, a number of angels that are either showing a pose of adoration or playing music. You just have to look and see which is which. Near John the Baptist's left shoulder is the Lamb holding the banner of victory, a symbol of the resurrection, and it's standing on a book. Now, more often you see the Lamb with the banner of victory standing alone, or else it is kneeling on a book with 7 seals, which comes from the book of Revelation. So this is an unusual pose, if you will. On the left, near the feet of John the Baptist, is the traditional red and white heraldic shield of the Lancaster family crest. Actually, this one has a star in the upper right-hand corner. Often there is a lion depicted there, but this has a star. Unusual, but it identifies the giver of the window, the family that gave it. Now, below that is the depiction of the baptism of Jesus, with rays of light coming down from heaven, perhaps signifying the voice from heaven, "This is my son, the beloved," and an angel witnessing it all from behind. Below the picture of the baptism of Jesus are the words, "In memory of the Reverend A. St. John Chambré D.D." This inscription is carried across to the base of the right-hand window, which has the words, "Second Rector of St. Anne's Church, 1884 to 1911. Now, above this inscription is the depiction of John the Seer, the writer of the book of Revelation. He's writing a book or script that he has in his hand, and he's describing what his visions were, one of which is pictured to his left and within the square panel at the bottom of this window. Now, above this is the depiction of St. John the Evangelist, which parallels in many ways that of John the Baptizer on the right-hand window, other window. Both men are standing. John the Baptist faces forward, and John the Evangelist, who's not bearded, is clean-shaven, maybe like a young John Mark. His face is turned slightly toward the center of the windows, and holds a book in one hand and a huge quill pen in the other, marking him as the writer of the 4th gospel. On either side of John the Evangelist are a number of small pictures depicting things about John. Off of his shoulder, where the feather ends on the quill pen, there is a chalice with a serpent around it. This relates to a legend that someone attempted to poison John, but the cup from which he drank did not affect him at all. as often is seen on windows in other churches devoted to St. John the Evangelist. If you come all the way down, maybe halfway, you'll see a little more than that off of his knee. There is an eagle, which is the emblem for St. John. We often see this also on pulpits, lecterns, where a Bible would be read in church, because of the wonderful language that John used. Now, next to that eagle is a shield in blue with a gold armored hand holding a red rose. Now, this is the emblem of the Chambré family and is enclosed there because this is part of the people who gave the windows to the church. There are angels surrounding both figures, and some are musical, some are in adoration. You just have to look and see the variety that is there. This is a wonderful combination, even though some of the symbols for John the Evangelist are mixed up with symbols for John, the writer of the book of Revelation, because a long time ago, nobody really wanted to decide who was who or which was which. We know a bit more now about the writers, so we're a little fussier than we used to be. But it's a good way to learn much about the people who gave us the scriptures that we have today.